I want to talk to you today about my autumn favourites, my fall favourites, the things I've been loving, wearing, using, reading, watching for the last 6 weeks or so. I would say, honestly, it has been autumn now in the UK for like almost 6 weeks. Summer just abruptly ended right at the end of August and it hasn't really been warm since. I'm not really complaining because fall is my second favourite season, I think, apart from spring. So I have been enjoying the slightly cozier weather and I've definitely been making the most of it, wearing lots of my autumnal pieces, getting more into like reading and watching shows, taking baths, all of the things that I do a little bit more in the cozy season. So I just want to share with you some of my favourites today, and hopefully this will give you some inspiration. Maybe you're looking for pieces like this, or you just want to sit back and listen to me witter on about my favourites for 10 minutes or so. I'm going to start with what I've been loving wearing lately, all of my autumnal clothing favourites, and then I will talk about beauty and makeup and hair, some books I've been reading, shows I've been watching, a course I've been loving, learning, and some music as well. Starting off with clothes, I have to talk about what I'm wearing. I've been loving this gilet by Soren. This is a gilet, like a knitted vest kind of situation from a British brand, a small British brand called By Soren. I've spoken about them before, but they do just a few capsule pieces, all handmade in the UK, and this is one of them. They do this vest, actually they've just released their autumn collection for this year. This is from a previous collection, but they've just released it in a few different colorways, and I think in like a more cropped version as well, a less oversized version. I saw this on Lydia Millen, but I've seen it on a few people and I just really love it. It has that kind of cozy British feel that I really enjoy, and yeah, I've been loving wearing this with jeans and boots and a coat over the top, and it's just a great layering piece. Yeah, I just love supporting smaller brands, and so having something like this from a really small independent British brand is really important to me, and I've been loving it. So I will definitely leave them linked down below if you're interested in checking them out, because I would highly recommend. The quality is exceptional and they do some beautiful colours. Like they've got a gorgeous pink one that I would love as well, but I'm just sticking with the green, blue and white check for now. One of my other fashion favourites I'm also wearing, and it's a pair of jeans. If you know a little bit about me, you know I love my frame jeans. Those are my go-to for like a good pair of jeans that fit curves really well. They're comfortable, they have stretch, they do loads of different washes and styles, and I do generally just recommend frame jeans time and time again, despite the fact that they are insanely expensive. It's like one of the few times where I really do think the splurge is worth it. However, I've discovered a new pair of jeans that actually I might even prefer to those. Not even necessarily prefer, but they just fit a slightly different box within my wardrobe. They take a slightly different box, and they are the Madewell vintage, I'm gonna have to put the name on screen. I think they're vintage, the vintage wide leg jean, the classic vintage wide leg jean or something like that. I have just one pair at the moment, and they are just exceptional. They are my favourite jeans. I've been wearing these non-stop for the last few weeks, and they just fit really, really well. Now, interestingly, these are not the curve version. So Madewell are a brand that do petite lines, they do tall lines, they do a curved denim line, and then they do the regular line, similar to the Abercrombie and the like. However, these are just the regular line, and I actually think they might fit better because I've tried a curved pair of jeans from Madewell before, and they were great, but actually these are just really like comfortable. They're slouchy, they're relaxed, they're the kind of jeans you wear around at home because they're that comfortable, but they also look really good dressed up. If I put these on with a pair of boots, instantly they are elevated and very chic, and I've just been really, really impressed with them. So yeah, I will also leave these linked down below because these are my go-to pair of jeans for this autumn winter, and they are a lot more affordable than the frame ones. I think they're less than half the price. So if you want a good pair of jeans that fits curves, that doesn't break the bank, I would recommend. I'm wearing a size 31 and they fit perfectly. This top I'm actually wearing underneath my vest is also from Madewell. I did like a really small Madewell order and actually surprisingly loved everything. It was just 3 things, but I just got this little, it's literally just like a little tight to the body cream top with this lettuce trim, and I purposefully got it for the reason of wearing it under this gilet, because as much as I love this gilet, I was finding it quite difficult to style just because it is a bolder pattern, so I wasn't sure what to pair it with. I've got a couple of blouses it works with, like white blouses, lace blouses, but I wanted something that was just a little bit more pared back and simple, and this I saw it on the Madewell website and I just thought it was perfect for what I needed it for. And yeah, I've been wearing this exact outfit, the jeans, the top and the gilet loads, and I've been styling them primarily with these boots because I love the colour match. I love this like honey mustard colour against the greens and the blues of the gilet. And yeah, I still love these. These are still my go-to boots for autumn winter. I love these even more than the burgundy ones. I have these in burgundy as well. And you know, burgundy is my colour in the autumn, but there's something about this shade that I just think is so, so good. It is more of like an interesting neutral compared to a brown or a black. But yeah, I absolutely love these. I do have a couple of other favourites that I'm not wearing. One coat that I have been loving is this trench coat by Palome. Do you remember when I did the Palome review video a few months ago? I tried 4 pieces, I think it was, from Palome, and I ended up just keeping the trench coat. I sent everything else back, but I did keep, I think this is called the Battersea trench, and it is basically a dupe of the Suzanne Clyde trench. I think it's £175 or something like that, so it's about £100 less than the Clyde. Same composition, same material. It's in like the stone kind of cool toned beige colour that the Clyde does come in, but it has this really stunning lining. It's what makes it a little bit different. It's got this beautiful lining which is a mixture of a checked pattern with a floral pattern laid over the top, and I just love this. And similar to the Clyde, you can cuff the sleeves and have the pattern on the cuffs as well, and I've been really enjoying it. This has been one of my go-to coats for this time of year. It is that perfect kind of, obviously it's a trench coat, it's perfect for autumn. I have also been loving my Petite Studios trench, which is a similar colour. It's a little bit lighter than this, so this is a little bit darker beige and that's a little bit lighter. That has the corduroy details on the collar and on the cuffs, and I've been loving that one as well, but I wanted to shout this one out because I haven't talked about it since I bought it. I really do enjoy it. I would say the quality is on par with the Suzanne one, and for the price point, I do think it's a really excellent buy. I still don't know how I feel about Palome and their whole, you know, method of like copying Suzanne pieces. I don't know. I can't quite make my mind up how I feel about it and whether I want to support it or not. But I will say, if you're looking for a great trench coat and you want something in this cool toned beige colour, I think they have restocked this now because it was out of stock for a while. I think it is back in stock. So I just wanted to update you that I've been wearing it quite a lot over the last few weeks and really enjoying it. On the subject of jackets, I also have been loving, I mean, these jackets are the definition of like a wardrobe workhorse item. I wear these every single day in the autumn and in the spring, but especially in the autumn, on my dog walks or on my country walks, my weekend strolls, and they are the Alex Mill Chilton jackets. I have 2 because I'm kind of crazy like that. I've got the navy. Of course, I'll show you what these look like on. I'm just noticing a load of mud on the collar, but these are worn. These are items that I wear every single day, you know, in muddy fields and through kind of city walks as well. They're just a great jacket because they have that country vibe, but they don't look out of place in the city either because they're chic, they're elevated. They aren't just basic, you know, wax jackets. They do feel really chic at the same time. And I think the colours, especially the burgundy one or the red one, it just is a little bit different with the brown corduroy collar. I just think it's so cool. And this is a jacket actually I get asked a lot of the time in real life where this is from. And that doesn't happen very often, but yeah, it's one of those pieces that I think because of the colour, it just attracts attention. And I feel like this is just going to wear in beautifully. I mean, I've had this for a year now and it is definitely looking a little bit worn because I do wear it every day. But it's one of those jackets, a wax jacket is something that you can have for 20 years and wear to absolute death. And that's exactly what I've been doing with both of the jackets, just depending on what else I'm wearing. I'll choose either the navy or the red one, but yeah, I've been absolutely loving it, and it's definitely an investment piece, but it's one that I'm very glad that I bought. I did buy it with my own money and definitely worthwhile. I think it's just a fabulous jacket, and they do still have it in stock this season, I think in a couple more colorways as well. I think they've got a black one now, a green one and a beige one. Last but not least, when it comes to jackets, I am just a jacket fiend. If you want to see an updated coat and jacket collection for 2025, let me know, because I obviously do have a few new additions and I've also sold a couple of my older coats as well. So if you wanted to see an updated collection, let me know. But just a final jacket I've been wearing on cooler days where I don't need a proper coat or a trench or anything like that and it's not raining. I've been loving this denim jacket from Fabrique. This is my 3rd denim jacket, I think, of the year. I didn't own a denim jacket for years years and years and years, I just didn't really think they were my style up until this year. And then I bought the And Other Stories one that I love. I bought the Doe and Gap one that I also love. And then Fabrique sent me this one, and I've just been loving all of them. I've been gravitating to this one more because it is that darker denim, so it does feel more appropriate for autumn winter. It's got this small leather detail on the pocket, but otherwise it's pretty simple and plain. It's nice and like oversized, but not too long. So I feel like it's quite flattering as well. And I've been wearing this loads if it's been warm enough to wear dresses, because I've still been wearing my dresses in the autumn. I will wear them with boots and this over the top if it's, you know, a warmer autumnal day. And I've just been really enjoying that because I don't really like to wear a trench coat or a long coat with a dress because it just feels a bit heavy and like it drags the outfit down. So something shorter and boxier like this I really enjoy. I obviously have quite an extensive dress collection, and a lot of them can be worn in the autumn as well, but I would say probably if I just had to pick one dress that I love the most from my autumnal dresses, it has to be this one from Christy Dawn. This was actually the first Christy Dawn dress that I bought, and it is probably still my favourite. I do have one other that I love, which I wear. I've put it away now because it's definitely a summer dress, unfortunately. But in terms, other than that one, this is still my favourite, and it was the very first one I bought last year, and I just love it. I don't think it would be to everyone's taste because it is quite like a vintage. It definitely has like a Laura Ashley vibe to it. It's quite 70s, 80s in its pattern, but I really enjoy this one. I think it's a very flattering silhouette as well. It's very pretty. It has longer sleeves, so it is appropriate for autumn. And again, I will wear this with boots, like I've actually got them here, my brown duo boots, suede boots. I love how these look with dresses in the autumn. The denim jacket and then this dress, and I love that for more of like a boho country kind of vibe if I don't feel like wearing jeans. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it there for fashion favourites. I do have a couple more, but I feel like I've been talking for ages already, and we haven't even started on beauty and the other categories. So that's it for now for fashion favourites. Let me talk a little bit about beauty. So I don't tend to change up my beauty routine much. However, I have got a couple of new favourites and then some existing favourites as well. I have been loving my berry tones. Now we are in autumn, and I have two favourites that are the perfect berry tones in my opinion. So the first one is for lips. This is a glossy lip oil by Vive. This is in the shade Cherry, and this is my favourite. I have a few of these kind of products. I have some from Merit, I have some from NYX, but this I think might be my favourite one in terms of the colour but also the formula. I just feel like they are the perfect, let me put it on now, the perfect lip oil. It's not sticky at all, it's not gloopy, but it's obviously glossy, and then it has that dark like cherry, perfect for autumn colour. And yeah, I just really, really love these products. Not too expensive either. And then a very similar tone to the lip oil is this blush by Merit. This is in the shade Après. It's one of their flush balms, and I love these. These are the only blushes that I use, and this is pretty much the same colour. I'm getting this all over me as I show you. It's pretty much the same colour, but for your cheeks. So if you compare it to the lip oil, they are very similar colours, so they're really nice to wear together, and I've been loving wearing this as well. I don't know if I should put this on because then I'm going to have to blend it out. Maybe I will, just to show you what it looks like. So it just looks like that, and then you just use, I would recommend the Merit brush because these are amazing, and just blend it in, and it's just such a nice colour. I feel like it would look really good on dark skin as well, but I think it also works on my very fair skin. It's just so nice. It's just like a flush. I mean, it's called Flush Balm, right? So it's just a flush of colour, but I love that it's so dark and deep in the pot, but actually still very wearable and not too intense for every day. So I do think I have a video coming out shortly that includes a sponsorship with Merit, but I will say that genuinely, Merit is one of the only makeup brands that I wear now. I just love their products. Other than Vive, I do like Vive as well. And then I have a couple of Hourglass products that I like, but if I only had to pick one makeup brand to wear, it would definitely be Merit. Other autumnal beauty favourites, my perfume of choice has reverted back to the Molten Brown Neon Amber. This is such an amazing scent for autumn winter. It's way too heavy and dark and musty to wear in summer. in spring and summer, but in autumn winter it is the perfect scent. It just, I don't know, it's a little bit masculine, but in the best way possible. And I love the bottle. It's just one of my favorite perfume bottles to just have sat out. I love this like amber top here. And it's a really nice size as well. I think it's 100 mils. Yeah, 100 mils. So it's gonna last forever, but yeah, it's just a gorgeous, really like, I mean, I'm terrible at describing scents, but maybe I'll put the description on screen, but it's like a strong, like earthy, musky, kind of ambery scent. In terms of body products, I've been really loving Sanctuary. I don't know if you can get Sanctuary in other countries, but in the UK, these are quite readily available. You can often find them in the supermarket. I did actually pick both of these up in the supermarket, and I've been really enjoying using them. They're cheap, but they're actually just really nice, and they feel very spa-like, so you get that kind of spa experience at home. This one is the Ultra Rich Shower Oil for 3-day moisture, so it's basically just a shower oil that adds so much moisture to your skin while you're still in the shower. You wash it off, but you can still feel it on your skin afterwards, and then you can layer up a body lotion or a body butter afterwards to lock that in. And then I love the salt scrub. This is something I've repurchased again and again and again throughout my, the last 10 years or so. Again, it's not very expensive, but it is actually a really gritty scrub. Sometimes when you buy a body scrub and you can barely feel it, like there's a few little grains in there, but it's not abrasive enough to really feel like you've had a good scrub. And for my body, I want that. Obviously, I don't want that on my face, but for my body, I want something that I can really feel like I'm scrubbing into my skin. And this does that because it is a salt scrub, so it feels like properly gritty, and you get a really nice amount, so this does last me a long time as well. And it's also got coconut oil in it, so it is also very moisturizing at the same time. So would highly recommend, if you can get your hands on it, I'd highly recommend that one. A hair product that I've been loving that I also have talked about probably a long time ago now, actually, probably a few years ago, but I still love it, is the Liz Earle Botanical Shine Nourishing Hair Oil. I don't hear anyone talking about this. It's one of those products, I've never heard anyone recommend it, anyone talk about it, but it is by far my favourite hair oil that I've ever used. And it's one I will always repurchase, even though it is a little bit more expensive than I would like to spend on a hair oil. I can't remember how much it is. It might be about 20 something pounds, and I'm quite cheap when it comes to hair products, but I will make an exception for this one because I love the smell of it. First of all, it has like a really spa, like earthy, natural smell, and I just find it so good. It isn't too heavy on my hair, it just adds shine, it lasts forever. You only need literally like the smallest little drop. If I do a little bit, you just need like, well, that's too much. You just need like half of that, and then you just run it through your hair, and it just adds so much shine. And I smooth down the frizzy bits I always get on top with it, and it's just so nice. I need to wipe my hand now. Before I forget, I also wanted to give a quick mention to my dressing gown, because now it's colder, I've been loving cozying up, and I've switched out my summer dressing gown for my winter dressing gown, and it is on the back of the door there, and I just love it. I love how fun it is and bright it is. It's a pink and burgundy stripe. It kind of looks like a clown's uniform, but I love it, and it is so cozy. It's from a brand called, I think they're called TB Co. or TB & Co. I think it stands for Tartan Blanket Company, because they originally started out making blankets, and then they've branched out now into dressing gowns, maybe bedding, cushions, and pajamas, and I love everything they do. They have the cutest pajamas. If you want to treat yourself this autumn winter to a really cute pair of pajamas, they do some really fun designs. It's kind of like Damson Madder-esque in style, but I think a little bit more my style. It's a little bit softer, lots of girly colours, and yeah, the dressing gown was something I splurged on a while ago, and now it's actually cold enough to use it. I have been absolutely living in that thing in the evenings. Okay, moving on to media now. I have been, like everyone else, obsessed with The Summer I Turned Pretty. I'm actually reading the book. I finished the series and didn't know how to move on with my life, so I'm now reading the book, and I'm quite excited. I think the third series is my favourite, so I'm quite excited to get to the third book, but I'm currently reading the first book and really enjoying that. I actually didn't read this, despite it kind of, being my kind of generation. I didn't read this at the time when it came out in, I think, about 2010, so I've been enjoying that. But yeah, I just absolutely loved the TV show so much. I honestly find it difficult to get into TV. I watch a lot of YouTube, I watch a lot of like, shorter style. It might be long YouTube videos, like 45-minute videos, but I find it really hard these days to get into a TV show. And I only discovered it a few weeks ago, and I've since watched the whole thing and then I rewatched the whole thing over. That's how much I was obsessed with it. And I've rewatched the finale multiple times because it's the best episode. So would highly recommend. If you're one of the few people who haven't seen it, then I would highly recommend. And I can't wait for the film to come out, obviously. In terms of music, I'm also going to be basic again and talk about the life of a showgirl. I am filming this on the Saturday it comes out, so obviously this was just released yesterday, and I went into this album, obviously I'm a big Swiftie, I love Taylor Swift, and I went into this album with very low expectations, I will say, mainly because my favourite Taylor Swift album is Tortured Poets, and so I knew it was never going to compare to Tortured Poets. It's just not the kind of album that I knew it was not going to be that kind of album. So I was, I was scared. I was apprehensive to listen to it. And my opinion on the album, I would say that the first half of the album I really enjoyed. From The Fate of Ophelia to Ruin the Friendship was probably the last song, that's song 6. So yeah, literally the first half of the album, I really enjoyed it. I was really getting into it. My favourites are Opalite. I think that is the best pop song on the album. I really like Father Figure as well. And I really like Ruin the Friendship for those old school, like, it sounds like it should have been on Fearless, 2010 Taylor vibes. The rest of the album, it definitely got worse, I think, as it progressed, and I was pretty disappointed with the final half of it. I think, yeah, I don't know. I think the first half lived up to my expectations, maybe even exceeded my expectations because they were so low. But the second half I was a little bit let down by. But let me know what you thought of it if you've listened to it yet. And the final thing I wanted to talk about is Create Academy. I don't know if anyone has heard of this, but Create Academy is a website where you can take courses on different creative projects. So if you want to learn to do something, they have courses on gardening, floristry, curtain making, upholstery, cooking. But the course that I really love is probably their most popular one, and it's the 2 interior design courses by Rita Koenig. I don't know if you've heard of her, but I hadn't heard of her until I'd taken the course, but she's quite a famous British interior designer, and she has 2 courses on Create Academy now, and I've done both of them, and they're just amazing. If you are wanting some inspiration on if you're doing a home reno, or if you just want to like update your home a little bit and you want some inspiration on how to go about it, they are incredibly in-depth courses, and she just seems like such an expert. She is such an expert, and her style is really similar to mine. She has this very kind of British, a little bit maximalist, but just in a very cozy way that I think British homes do very well. If you love house and garden, the kind of homes they show on there, especially when they are British, you would really like her style, and I love her courses. They are genuinely really valuable. They're not just like light-hearted, they're not just very shallow, they go very much in depth in the whole process. And we are going to be moving house at the end of the year, and it is a little bit of a renovation project, so I wanted to watch her courses to get some inspiration for when that time comes. You do have to pay. I think it's about £150 for a year membership, but then you get access to all of the courses on there, so I can then go and take courses in the gardening or in the upholstery, which I would love to do. I'd actually love to learn how to upholster like vintage furniture, because I think that would be a way to make our home more unique, is by sourcing fabrics and upholstering things. So maybe I will learn that next. But yeah, I've been really enjoying Create Academy as a whole, and specifically Rita's courses. So if you're into interior design, or you want to get into it, or you feel like your home needs a bit of an update, a refresh, I would definitely recommend that course. That is everything for my autumn favourites. That's everything I've been enjoying wearing, using, reading, listening to so far this season. Let me know what your favourites are, if you have any recommendations for me, what you think of the new Taylor Swift album, or what your fashion favourites are for this time of year. I would love to know as always. I hope you're all doing really well, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye!